Soviet defensive line.
When the skullheads came, they were afraid. We had good soldiers. We just had the reputation that we were just breaking through everywhere. That we were marching and attacking, regardless of the consequences.
And across the vast open steppes, the gunners and tankers of the Red Army must face the onslaught of the Tigers head on.
I was a commander of the 3rd Artillery Company. In order to battle with the tanks, we would create special anti-tank defense locations that were faced toward the danger zones. Of course, we always had to watch out for the Tigers. From my own observing station, we spotted a Tiger that was stationed on a high point on the field and was firing away at our tanks. It just stood there, and it would not let any of our tanks come close. No matter what we did, how we tried to go in from right or left in order to blow it up.
The Tiger tank is the Germans' ultimate armored weapon. Encased in over 100 millimeters of armor, it is practically impervious to frontal attack. But it is the Tiger's 88-millimeter cannon, with a range of more than 2,000 meters, that makes it the most deadly weapon on the vast and sprawling battlefields of the Russian steppes.
We soldiers in the Tiger were very proud. We had the best equipment that existed. It was a good tank. And for the very first time, we were head and shoulders above the Russian tanks.
In order for our tanks to get Tigers or Panthers, we would have to get a minimum of 300-400 meters and get them on their side armed. You see the type of the situation we were put in?
And as the Tiger tanks continue their seemingly unstoppable advance, it's not only Kursk that is now at stake, but the fate of the entire Russian motherland.
We had a heavy feeling on our souls. We were contemplating whether or not we would be able to hold them off and hold the territory.
This is the modern-day city of Kursk, an unremarkable relic of the Soviet era in the middle of the vast Russian steppes. But in 1943, it stands at the epicenter of a titanic clash of arms. This is where the world holds its breath, and the fate of two mighty empires is decided. July 5th, Hitler launches Operation Citadel. His elite panzer divisions slam into the Soviet defenses, and the Eastern Front is set ablaze. In a classic pincer maneuver, Hitler launches simultaneous attacks on the Kursk salient. His goal, to encircle and destroy the Red Army. The tankers of the Red Army enemy's T-34s are given orders to advance to meet the German onslaught and shore up a desperate rearguard defense. Their task is daunting: stop the relentless flow of panzers any way they can.
We were headed from north to south, and in the river Psel, where the small streams flow into it after it rains, and created mini valleys. We call it Laga. Well, my tank went into one of those mini valleys. It's like a naturally made trench. When I decided to drive over the edge of the trench, as I was driving my tank up, I saw a German tank directly above me, heading down towards me. I don't think I had any emotions. Maybe somewhat of a fear, but I'm not sure. It was so sudden, the tank just showed up. The only overwhelming feeling I had was to get rid of it, to wipe it out or get wiped out. Every tanker knows the best place to shoot at is side armor. And also at the bottom of the tank. And only then, when I got him with the second shot, did the smoke start fuming out. As soon as he wanted to descend, I got him. That saved me. But you know, there was always fear. You can't take that away.
For a full week, the Battle of Kursk rages. Although outgunned by the Tiger, the Soviets have a seemingly inexhaustible supply of T-34s, and Hitler's master plan is beginning to falter. The Tigers of the SS continue their dogged advance towards Kursk, and the 3rd Panzer Corps has been unable to break out of its bridgehead at the Donets River. Leaving the right flank of the SS perilously exposed. With urgent orders to advance, what they haven't been able to achieve by brute force, they now attempt by trickery. A secret midnight thrust straight through the Soviet defenses. It's the bold and daring plan of Major Franz Becker of the 6th Panzer Division.
He was famous, well-known, and a valued tank commander who had a 7th sense for everything that was eventually going to happen. Becker's goal was to win over as much territory as possible to reach our target. Others said, let's wait for the daylight. But he said, this is a perfect time for us to attack. And he did it. Two captured T-34s were placed at the front as a sound camouflage. According to martial law, they had been marked with the German Balkenkreuz, but they had been covered with blankets.
I had ordered radio silence and no firing. Silently, we passed the first enemy barricade, moving by the deadly anti-tank guns, which remained silent, believing us to be one of their own units.
We were able to fool the Russians with the bubbling noise of the T-34s.
Everything was going according to plan, but suddenly, a column of 22 tanks appeared heading in the opposite direction. These passed my unit almost track to track. But then 6 or 7 pulled out of the column, turned and pulled in behind us. ordered the rest to continue and placed my command